What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode number 3 of the Hunter Report, show where we just interview various people in core. Obviously, as always, I am SD Entertainment, also Liam, also William Parker, and joining me as always is Yoshi, aka Josh, aka Yuri.
I've got so many nicknames. It's
Yeah,
fucking
we all do.
unbelievable.
But it's more than just that. And today, this is going to be a episode that, if you know anything about these guys, it's not going to be a fun one for me because these two people,
fun for everyone else.
Yeah, because these two people roast me immeasurably. So obviously they got a really big show going on. In a very big show they're leading up to. It is Scott and Octo from All Out.
Oh, you're shoot naming me now, are we? Oh.
Yeah, I'll shoot name the fuck out of you, fam.
We already shooting here, brother.
We're not
I'm
shooting
only here
naming
because I'm only here because I got promised to get a payday. So
Yeah.
We'll get you that. Shut up.
I'll link you my PayPal at the end when we are finished.
Yeah. Josh, are we actually PayPaling them?
Yeah, totally. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, of course. Right. Okay. So, so for those who probably have absolutely who are watching this, and there's probably a lot of people that know about it, but some of those who have absolutely no idea what the hell All Out is, and maybe mistaking it for the fact that you guys did the AEW All Out. Do you want to?
Excuse me, we had the name first, so they can screw off with their AEW all out shit.
That is true, but just give people a bit of a lowdown on who probably don't know what it is and all that. They probably.
Octo, take it away. Octo, take it away.
Yeah. So basically, a lot of you probably remember the event that got promoted by the group that is known as the Elite back in like 2018, I believe. They were hyping this event up for like months. It was called All In, and because it was so hyped up for months, I actually got a little bit excited for it. That I even paid for it, and I watched it, and I kind of liked it. And so I think then we were like I believe Scott and I we watched that together, like at least through text messages.
Yeah,
Because,
we ended up watching it, yeah.
And we liked it a lot. And back then, we came together as a group from, we all besides Yuri here, we're all in Unite, and we were a group. Scott, Crisis, Nero. I think Jimmy came later, but we had a group, and we were screwing around, with like. You remember how they announced wrestlers for the All In show when they had like this graphic next to the All Out All In logo? That is basically what we did, just for fun, and just posted that in our group chats, and then eventually we just said, "Fuck it, let's just do it." That is basically how this all started, and All Out is basically our core federation, the 6 million core federation out there, and. Originally, it was supposed to be just one event, and then it turned into a federation. So,
yeah,
it's like how many shows?
That's actually a good question. I believe like 8 road 2s and like 4 pluses, so like 12 shows. Which are 12, which are 11 more shows that we originally planned.
So. And you also now got the Core World Cup going on that channel as well.
That is Scott's thing.
Although doesn't mention that, he's like, no, we don't acknowledge that. I'm joking.
Yeah,
like that works special. It doesn't exist in my world.
I mean, plus also the fucking Road to All Out Road 2 episodes have been going for pretty much 2 years now. Like the first I just looked up on your channel. Like the first episode is 2 years old.
That is true.
That's the arena reveal, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the arena reveal's also because of. Let me look when.
The arena reveal, I think, was uploaded in 2018. Yeah,
November.
Yeah, the arena reveal makes me laugh because in the arena reveal it's like this. It's not a great arena, and then literally I think it's there's 2 showcases within that arena, and then literally the next episode has changed because I didn't like it anymore, so I changed to like the more classical blue.
I believe that was still used for like 2 other road 2s, if I remember correctly.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, They've done.
So All Out is currently 2 years in the making. Let's hope that the event actually lives up to that hype, shall we, boys?
2 years.
Octo's been doing it for the last 2 years, so I don't even know what's going on in the event anymore.
Yeah, a lot has changed.
2 years of Road 2s, and we still haven't gotten the actual show yet. I'm sorry.
Octo being a one-man
Wrecking
production.
The last fucking video on the channel is a showcase of the worst wrestler in the entire community. So
whoa! Don't disrespect my husband like that.
I'll do as much as possible, but never stop. But yeah, so obviously you guys have gone through a lot of storylines so far throughout the show and all that, building up to the actual event. But what would you say is currently what is currently both of your favorites so far that you've probably been working on through so far?
As in All Out storylines or like All Out World Cup?
Just either. Both. Hell, let's go with both.
So
both going on there.
My favorite All Out storyline is probably Light Arc, which is quite fun to watch. And then in the World Cup stuff, it has to be Monet's stuff going on at the moment. That's gonna be fun.
It has been very fun to do the Taylor Bliss stuff, even though at the beginning I had really no direction where it was going to go. You know, we just had that. Originally, there was supposed to be a trailer at the All Out show, for whatever reason. But then I decided, well, we'll do the trailer on the Road to, and lead it up to a match between Taylor and the Bliss. So far it has been very fun. Also, you know, to use Taylor in his house being completely crazy and firing his agent and everything. And
what's his name again, Octo?
Gary Salick, I believe, was his name. But he's history right now. So yeah, that has been my favorite so far.
We got the famous vampire jiu-jitsu out of that as well, so that was quite funny.
Oh yeah.
The meme lives on.
Yeah, so basically, I go to someone for a promo. I tell just, you know, give the direction. Basically, they can just cut a promo like they want to. And I with Taylor, and he sent me that one promo where I told him you have to be this delusional movie star. He fucking said jiu-jitsu. It's like, okay, this is weird. And then when I heard, of course, before I edited it, when I heard it again when I commented, I was like, this is ridiculous. You know, this is absolutely ridiculous in a fun way. So I just decided to completely, I don't know how you call what I did there, but I was just just completely befuddled saying Mr. Vampire Jiu-Jitsu, and then it caught on.
Yeah.
It did sound like that was like the first time you actually heard it when you called that as well. It's like, Vampire Jiu-Jitsu?
Yeah, that was the direction I had the first time when I first heard it. You know, I always hear the promos when they pretty much get sent to me. And then I, of course, also try to match it up with like taunts when I record the segment and everything. And yeah, when he said Vampire Jiu-Jitsu, I was like, okay, I told you to be delusional, but I have no early idea.
Jiu-Jitsu. What?
Yeah, exactly. This is one of these moments where I just get caught off guard, you know. Just a promo is about, you know, making sure that the audience, you know, listens to you, that they, you know, pay attention. And that is definitely one point where I just, you know, where I really paid attention and didn't, you know, what's the word? Like I couldn't stop listening to him, you know. Just yeah, Taylor's a pretty damn amazing dude.
Big hypes for Taylor tonight.
Love Taylor.
Boy deserves it. Boy definitely deserves it. I'm not just saying that because we're both in OTTV.
Totally not. No.
First storylines in mind, I think there's a good segue. With All Out being in production for pretty much 2 years now, and granted, things may have changed a bit over time. Has there been any storylines that you originally planned but now cannot do due to like circumstances or something?
We
Like
can
either
get we can
people
get
leaving or something.
you can get
I mean,
full... Sorry, I was just
yeah,
gonna
go
say,
ahead.
I was just gonna say you can get full if you don't want to go, if you don't want to really, if there's stuff you don't want to talk about, that's all fine with us. But like I said, if you want to go full expose, that's what this is for.
There was that one storyline, Octo, you know, the main event. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
I mean, we can talk about it together if you guys want to. I mean, I don't have like, here's the thing. When All Out started, I was not really like a leader. Like, I was just the
It's
guy who
true.
recorded
It's
shit.
true.
Like, I didn't even know what the hell was going on
So
with that whole thing. So maybe you, Scott, and you, Liam, can talk about that more, because I am not really I don't know everything basically.
Yeah.
So I remember, because obviously, so as we said, it was basically a parody, or as Octo said, it was basically a parody of All In at start, because I remember saying the line in a Unite chat. I said something along the lines of because All In, I believe, sold out in 30 minutes or so, wasn't it? And I remember saying the line, "Oh, All Out sold out in 20 minutes, beat that All Elite or whatever." Or it weren't All Elite at the time; it was just the Elite. So like that happened, and then we were like, basically, the matches. A lot of the matches were like parodies of the All In show. So like, I remember, for example, the first draft was like, for example, was having like the battle royal and etc. etc.
The General Chat Battle Royal.
Yeah, the
That was
General
actually
Chat Battle Royal.
The first thing that I think got booked, and it's like, you had guys in there from like the Unite General Chat, just guys that were not even in Unite, and I think one name that was in there was like Jake Gargano. I was like, who in the flying fuck is Jake Gargano? Why is he fucking on this show?
Hey, Ghana,
Yeah,
what name?
it was the General Chat Battle Royal, and then obviously that got changed, believe it or not.
Does he know anyone
got
called
fucking
Johnny by
changed.
chance?
So we got we got rid of the General Chat Battle Royal. That's one match that we got rid of, and then obviously, at All In, they had that big 4-man, I believe it was 4-man elimination match. I can't remember. It was a tag match, I believe. Well, it was in a part of the show, but it's going to be the main event of All Out. It's going to be, so let me get this right. Me, Antonio Stark. I believe it was Octo, or it might have been the clown person.
It was you. It was Crisis. It was myself and Gary Salick, and against the Hunter family. Basically, that was the original scheduled main event.
Who are these Hunter family people? The fucking I don't know who the fuck these are. But
Never
yeah,
heard of them.
Assholes.
losers. But no, yeah, because I remember the discussion. This is going to go into a little bit of private expose here. We're not going to, just a quick sec.
We won't go too much. We won't go too much.
I know it's fine. I mean, it's fine. Honestly, we don't mind. But I'm just going to say, for safekeeping, none of what we say in here is to show hard feelings to anybody. All shit that's been going on with that have been resolved anyway, like long since ago. But
Yes.
yeah, so yeah, basically the situation was like there's just some stuff going on behind the scenes. There was some stuff that some of us didn't exactly agree with. That fell through. They got back in contact with, I think, me. I think you guys got back in contact with me about it, didn't you?
I think so. I basically, the way it used to go is I was a leader, and Crassus was a leader, and I believe like Valak was a leader. And what basically we brought in Nero, Octo, and later on Jimmy as like, as I say, recorders and like help us book the fucking show. I'm allowed to swear, aren't I?
Of course, yeah. Of course,
Okay,
yeah. Go off.
And I remember I left Valak in charge of this match because I just don't like talking to people as much. Like I speak to a lot more people now. I'll happily go message them and be like, "Yo, do you want to be part of like the World Cup, or do you want to like be part of All Out? Da 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 da. Insert name here, coming soon.
Watch my show, please. Love me." But yeah, go on.
And I remember I left Mr. Clown Man in charge of this match, and I was like, just message him, blah blah blah, get on with it. And the next thing I know, I've been like, because obviously the time zone difference is like ridiculous most of the time. Trying to get UK and America just matched up is just terrible. So I remember I went to bed or something, I went to sleep. And I woke up in the morning to all this shit going down, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? Like,
Yeah.
and I was like, what's happened? And like, Valak was like, oh, Ryan's going off, the Hunter family don't want to do this is happening. And I'm like, dude, just talk to them normally. Like, don't dictate to them, just talk. And I
Yeah.
was like, trying to solve this puzzle, because I had got told half a story, and I'm trying to solve this puzzle of what the hell's going on. And then
it was just like,
I believe I spoke
yeah.
to either Liam
Yeah.
or Josh, I can't remember, about like what the hell's going on, and I ended up piecing it together of what had happened. And I was like, that's understandable, but there's no need to go off. And I was just like, oh, I can't sort this. It's too far out of my hands now.
Yeah.
And then
I mean,
obviously Valak just said, well, fuck you then, kind of thing. And I was like, okay, that's that sorted then. By the looks of it.
Yeah, fuck you
Okay.
too then.
Okay, that's done.
It's like, okay, that's that finished. And then we went back to the drawing board, and obviously came up with me and Crassus as a match, as the main event. And then obviously Octo doing his own thing, and then obviously Valak left, well, got outed or whatever the fuck happened there. And then obviously Nero is exiled from All Out. Thanks Octo for that one, by the way.
I'm gonna be real.
And yeah.
I'm gonna be real. I forgot about Valak until you mentioned him.
Yeah.
But he was
I think
the main
everybody
one.
did.
He was the main one handling that situation, so I wasn't even directly involved.
Yeah.
I was just kind of on the outside of what was going on.
Yeah.
If me and Yuri were like as close as we are now, it would be fine, because I'd just be like, right, I'll just go speak to Yuri. But because at that time I didn't really speak to Josh.
I believe it was also Valak who suggested you guys for that match. And
Yeah,
I think at the time it was in like a federation with Ryan, and so there was like a connection between the two.
I believe so.
No,
Yeah.
and so we were basically just what Scott said a couple of minutes ago. You know, we just let him handle that stuff. You know, with Ryan and you guys coming on board and everything. So we just had Valak do that, and then out of a sudden one day he says, "Well, no, fuck this. The Hunter family is out." And I was like, "What? Okay, what is going on?" And we never got told.
We literally had this like group chat of like obviously like the All Out stuff, and like we never used to have the server or anything like that, because we didn't think it would blow up like as much as it did. I know it didn't blow up like loads, but it blew up more than we expected it to, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And obviously we didn't have the server, we didn't have like places where we go communicate like in a server. We just had like a group chat, and obviously there was all of us in there. And just one day, as I say, I woke up and it was just like, well, the Hunter family's out, and I was like, what? And then obviously, as I say, I think I messaged you, Liam, and was like, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
And Valak was just like going off, and I'm like, dude, calm down. What has happened? Like, that is so infuriating. Because I think I remember that Valak pitched the idea that we'd go over, like the club would go over.
Yeah.
And obviously
the club
Ryan
would beat the elite.
Yeah, Ryan didn't like the fact, that the Hunter family have been built up. They've taken a few losses or whatever had happened at the time.
Yeah.
And like you needed a solid win, basically, because over a team that doesn't team up at all, over a team that was like quite frequent,
Yeah.
it didn't make sense for us to win.
Yeah. What it
So
was.
at that time, I was just thinking, just tell them they can go over then. Like, it will give them good heel heat.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll just say what happened at the time was it was more down to a case of we were part of a show, and while I did enjoy my time there, a lot of the other guys didn't, because it was down to a case of what we said we didn't want to happen, of being built up and then just losing. That was kind of happening a little bit over there, even though one of the guys who ran the thing but didn't really book much for it because we just didn't have enough time. He had untired ideas of what he wanted to do with us, but it was just out of his control. It was more down to what they want, down to what the other people wanted.
Yeah.
And
It was like an AI versus AI
pretty
show
much,
as
yeah.
well, I believe. So
I think
it was all down to luck.
Don't
It was all down
remember.
to luck. for
I
things
don't
to
remember,
happen.
but yeah, it was down to that, and we just kept looking like really dumb. And at the time, we were trying to join that, and yeah, this stuff poet loose. Long story short, though, like I'm pretty happy with what we've got going for it, what we've got going now, anyway. And then there's a new thing coming up with the family at some point as well, which has been advertised for the next Roto, I think.
Yes.
Which is
the family being exposed.
which we all work together on.
Expose.
which we all work together on, kinda. So you're gonna like that, but yeah.
Didn't even remember that happened until you like brought it up. Oh,
To be honest,
that's gonna be a fun one.
To be honest, I just remembered then as well. To be fair.
Yeah, so Octo just decided I'm now the manager of All Out and I deal with all the contracts. So I was like, oh, okay.
Did he just decide? Wait, did he decide that while we were talking? Or...
No, I if I remember that.
Scott from administration.
Shit!
If I remember correctly, like there was a video, like I can't remember when it was, but like it's either the one coming up or whatever, and it was just randomly me sorting everything out, and I was like, hello.
Yeah.
Just got thrown into this spot randomly. Hello.
Hello, what do I do?
No, I don't deal with contracts anymore. What's going on here then?
I wasn't prepared for this.
Idea?
So yeah, basically there's a kind of a little mini continuation of, or a little kind of addition, extra thing to the last... I accidentally spoke my mic, sorry. To the last thing, last question I asked you guys. So we already spoke about the storylines you got going on now that currently you're... What the fuck did you just say, sir?
I said, oh, I love the storylines going on now.
Same. I'd say what's the one...
I love Octo's storytelling.
I was about to say, what's the one you currently got going right now that you can't really spoil, but you're like the most excited for people to like see where it goes with it? Like just out of any of the ones you got going on for the main show.
Oh, I kind of know what's happening, but at the same time, I don't want to spoil anything. But once again, it has to be Nero's arc, like Nero's little shtick. Hashtag book Nero, Octo. Come on now.
Oh yeah.
I will just ignore that and say you guys will definitely probably like what's going to happen in the future with the bastards that own this channel right here. Exactly. So they have been destroying a bunch of shit, including the ring, and they vandalized the Titantrons and everything so much that I had to, basically remove that. Move to a beach first of all, and then
it was very cold.
And then for the Cody Hell Kendall Rose match, I had to remove the Minitron and put something else there for the time being, because fucking Cyanide tagged it with the family was here.
Yeah.
That bastard. Fuck him.
I don't know how he did it on LED lights, but like, sure.
Well, he's a very talented man. I will give him that.
And Matt Rash was like out for like months because
good. Fucking good.
For one show.
Cyanide runs a circus. I'm pretty sure he talked to Phantasma how to do it.
Oh, plus I punctured Octo's tires as well. Just saying.
But yeah, basically, there's still a lot to come with that. So I guess you guys can looking forward to that. It's not over yet, and there's plenty more stuff to come.
Yeah, it comes down to it even comes down to a case where not even any of us, not even me, Eamon, or Kev know what's even going on with it as well. Like it's going to be about enough stop to surprise outside of the next thing, which I'm also pretty hyped for. So yeah.
I mean, I guess I'm an asshole in that way, but I even don't tell the guys what the next step is. I just, kind of a little bit when I ask you guys for promos, but I don't want to spoil anything because I want to surprise everybody. I don't know why it's a habit of me that I always did. Back back when I just did 2K or back then SVR content for like what 20 people or so. Even then, you know, when I was in Skype calls with these people like 10 years ago, so they always ask me like, "What's going to happen on that show? What's going to happen on that show?" I never spoil it, never fucking spoil it because I never want it because I want the people, you know, to enjoy the product.
Octo, for a good example on that, I remember you asked me to do the promo for the just before the open challenge, and
Yes.
so I literally asked Octo, I was like, so who's coming out, and he was like, oh, don't worry, and I was like,
You'll see.
okay, and I was getting really worried about the like who the fuck am I gonna face, like I'm really, and I was trying to piece things together. I'm like, oh, I could face this guy. Oh, this guy's not on the roster, so it might be him. And then obviously, eventually, like the match happened, and I was like, oh, Rabbit, lovely. And I was like,
and we were in a voice call for that, and I believe Rabbit was in there, and his reaction, of course, was very priceless. It was incredible.
I could just picture Scott just like in a dark, in like a dimly lit room with like pinboards and like red things.
I do remember. I think it was a week, maybe a week before, or not even a week. I think it might have been a couple of days before. Octo did eventually say, "Look, Rabbit's gonna like answer the challenge," like because I kept pestering him, bless him. And I remember like in the in like a server I'm in, like with Rabbit and like Vandy and that. They were all like, "Oh, so do you know who's who's challenging you in this open challenge?" I was like, "No, I don't know. Could be anyone, really, kind of." And I just had to play it off for a couple of days. I just had to play it off for a couple of days that I didn't know it was Rabbit, and I was like, "Wait,
it's an open challenge. That's the whole point. I don't know."
Exactly admitting right now that you were lying.
Yeah, they'll know now that I was lying about it.
I may be the one co-running the show. Why would they tell me?
Yeah, I know.
All right,
so that's the main motto of Octo. He doesn't tell me anything that happens on the main show.
Nothing.
That's all the fun. That's all the fun of stuff like this, though. Like, it's all the fun of like, even though you're a part of it and you're like a huge part of it, it's the best thing is just not knowing where the hell you're going whatsoever.
I must admit, when Octo took over as like manager, I guess you could say, I was so relieved because every time that I was like booking stuff and like it would happen, I'd already know about it. So I was like, oh yeah, I can watch this episode like once, like and remember everything that happens. Because it's usually like exact to the script. If you like get a match recorder to do it, it's usually like exact to the script near enough. Yeah, there's a few moments where you're like, oh, that's cool. But like when I was like in charge, if you will, when these moments were happening, I was just like, well, I've already seen this. I've already wrote this. I already know what's going on. But when Octo took over, I was like, well, I don't know what the hell's going on with anything, so I can watch these episodes and be just as surprised as everyone else is. Like, and it's quite fun to do.
Yeah. So, Josh, you got anything you wanna drop now?
We mentioned the other show that's on the channel for a little bit. So let's dive a little deeper into it. Let's dive into the World Cup, shall we?
Let's do that. Let's do that. It gives me more time to speak. more
for this episode, folks.
Oh, I gotta write that to the title now. Right.
What do you want to know?
I mean, I guess we can start with how the World Cup came to be.
Want
to talk about that?
Yeah, totally. So basically, it wasn't mine to start with. I'll throw that out there, and everyone knows that by now. But so Guy in Core, I believe he got like, I think he was like offensive to some like part of the community or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I just kind of was like, oh, whatever. I'm not gonna get involved. I don't get involved too much. And he came to me and was like, do you want to be part of it? And I was like, yeah, sure. And he was like, oh, I've seen your work with All Out, blah, 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 blah. Do you want to be a production member? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll help out. So I went to Octo and I was like, because he was thinking of doing it on another channel, like, and trust me, I know how hard it is to build up more, like another channel, if you know what I mean. And So basically, I was like, well, I can always ask Octo about putting it on the All Out channel, which is basically where the All Out like World Cup came from. And I went to Octo and I was like, hey man, I've got this person and he wants to do a World Cup, I was wondering if you want to if we want to put it in the All Out channel. And he was like, yeah, sure, it gives us more content. And I was like, okay. Not literally like that. It was like, I was like, well, it gives us more content, it gets it out, like it gives something to watch basically, And Octo was like, yeah, sure, like, you can put it on the channel, like, because I prefer to ask Octo. I'm not just going to do it, even though I do have access to the channel. So I was like, I asked Octo, and he was like, fine with it. So I was like, oh, sweet. So then it came to the World Cup, and the guy got exposed, and he was like, oh, I'm going to put the tournament on hold, and all this. And me being me, I was like, well, I'll take it.
Give me.
I had no intention of taking this on. Like, I had no intention at the time of taking it on because I didn't think he'd want me to be quite honest with you. He had only known me for a couple of months or whatever it was at the time when he left. And I was like, I'll take it. Like, just on a whim. If he says yes, he says yes. If not, no. Like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, and then he said, yeah, sure, take it over. I rebranded all of it because it just looked a bit dull. Because I remember the arena that I had made up for it was basically the all-out arena, but with like these horrible flags and like every time you looked at it, people were just like, "This hurts my eyes," and I was like, "Sweet, I'll take that on board." And then I came out with the gold arena, which was like
gold, and now it's blue.
Yeah, the gold arena was because obviously it was a lot easier on the eyes. It was like it looked slicker, if you will. It looked a bit nicer. And then obviously I came up with the blue because I like blue, and it kind of throws back to the original like all out arena. So it went to blue, and yeah,
lovely blue arena.
A lovely blue arena. So yeah, and then obviously I was like, right, we can make it a 16-man tournament. And I was like, loads of people came forward, was like, oh, I'll be part of the tournament, I was like, okay, like me being me, I was just like, yeah, you can join, you can join.
36,000-man tournament.
And then it got to 16 people, and there was like more people, and I was like, we'll make it a 32-man tournament, because I was like, yeah, that's going to be a good idea. So it got to 32 people, and I was like, there was more people, and I'm like, oh my lord, maybe I should just make it a 64-man tournament. So I pitched the idea to myself, and I was like, "Can you handle it?" And I was probably like, "Absolutely bloody not." So I did it anyway.
He's like standing in a room. He's just like shifting positions, acting as like different versions of himself.
I go from Scott to Antonio to Alatar, and then I go back to Antonio, and then I'm back at Scott.
All three heads colliding.
But that happened, and then I got very burnt out because there was a lot going on in real life and stuff. And just as a exclusive, I don't know when this is going out, but Bracket 3 Night 2 might be out by this point because it's meant to be like tomorrow. So Tuesday.
Ooh.
I don't work Tuesdays though, so I might push it back to Wednesday. But
you heard it here, folks. You heard it here.
So I got very burnt out with the brackets because of everything going on in real life and and I was like, oh, stuff it. I'll start doing these road 2s, and I was like, let's do some road 2s, let's do some World Cup pluses, and I was like, we'll do some Octo shenanigy here, we'll put out some plus episodes before the brackets come out. So I ended up releasing about 5 plus episodes, I think, in the end, and a couple of road 2s, and
that's when people start asking, when are the brackets coming back?
And I remember the Octo was like,
is this a tournament?
Octo was like, so what are you doing with the World Cup? Because you've added the International Championship. And I was like, wow, about that. I wanted the International Championship for the plus episodes to make them more important. So obviously I went to at the time I went to Rom because he was speaking to Merc, and luckily I got the permission to use like 2TM, because I don't like using people without permission. And so yeah,
Yeah,
Rom
fair
gave me Rom spoke to Merc, and Merc gave me the permission to use his character. And obviously he won the Rumble, which honestly I didn't. I recorded that match like 30 times because it just kept going to it kept going really bad. And I was like, Merc won the Rumble, which I didn't. I did want it to happen, but I didn't, if that makes sense. And he won the Rumble, and I was like, this is gonna be tough because I can't get him to voice anything. I can't have him do promos against anyone because if anyone comes out and does a promo, he's not going to be able to reply. So that's a good start. And then if I build him up too much, it's going to look like no one can beat him, which I mean, I kind of have done by accident, but ayo.
Like giving him a title.
And then obviously I wanted to do the Merc versus Monet match for since he won the title basically. So I had a couple of just defenses where it kind of builds up the title a little bit. And then, yeah, I did the Monet versus Merc match, which if you haven't seen is an interesting match. And Bailey Page, shout out to Bailey, helped me record that. And we just got so carried away and it ended up being like a 40-minute match. And we were like, oh. But, yeah, so the World Cup was never mine. I just kind of... everybody's got a price, I guess, and his was nothing because he left the community. So I was like,
so that analogy
hello!
doesn't even work to begin with.
And now apparently I have all the money in core. Like everyone seems to use me for my pyro budget, the shows. I mean, I run 2 shows under my belt. I got OPW that uses all my money. Like I don't know where Antonio gets all this money from, but apparently he's got millions, like just laying about for pyro and other shows and stuff. So
he actually takes the money from Yuri, like Yuri's his sugar daddy. He's just like, hubby,
hello.
people using the budget.
Why are we turning this into this anyway?
Please don't turn this into a storyline.
Yeah, right. Please. But yeah,
I'll turn it into a World Cup storyline where I'm just like Yuri.
yeah, like even with the World Cup, like a lot of really fun. Like it's been really a lot of fun to watch, despite the fact that a specific mustached wrestler lost in his first fucking match. Yeah.
And I used a really outdated version, I believe.
Yes, you did. You used my Unite core and not my actual current one.
The thing was, I was like, I looked up your tags and everything, and that's the only one that came up. And I was like, I didn't want to. I just wanted to get it out at that point. I was like, I can't be bothered. So I just used that one, and I was like, stuff it. He can be a sleaze.
What a leader!
I mean, I still
just
gotta
wanted
say,
to get out. He could be bothered to message.
I still gotta say,
you can't
though,
talk. Your match was like one of the best matches on the
the
whole damn tournament.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see. Give him a better match than me.
I honestly, out of all the matches, Yuri's against Matt and Matt against August as well. Oh, I love them matches. Like, I will happily go rewatch them.
Yeah, I still gotta say though, another one of my favorite parts is just like how every time he shows up, the constant vitriolic hate towards Daniel Foolhardy.
You know, that came about because originally I didn't have Foolhardy like signed, if you will. He weren't even on like All Out at the time. Because obviously we didn't have the academy at that point. So he wasn't even like technically signed to any I say signed, but you know what I mean. Like he wasn't technically signed to any like deal, I put in quotation marks, for anything to do with All Out. And it came about because I think it was going on this tangent about why Daniel Foolhardy is here, and I was like, why is he here? Why is Daniel Foolhardy here? And then every time it's just been like, oh, Daniel Foolhardy. And then he finally got like signed to the academy, so I actually could book him in a couple of matches and stuff. So,
but the vitriol never ended.
To be fair, on bracket 3 night 2, I am quite nice to the cause. I hold my I put my grudges aside, I put my boots in the air, and I say, look, you know, I can't take it away from the cause. They've been very good, and that is my only nice thing I have to say about them.
The only nice thing you'll ever even say about Daniel Ford.
I don't even think I acknowledge Daniel Ford on like.
Yeah, that makes it even worse.
This guy.
I'm just like, I think I do like mention him once or twice, and I'm just like Daniel Foolhardy, Rabid, and Brad Epic here accompanying Zam in his tournament match, and yeah, that's about it.
Speaking of saying stuff, Octo, how you been, buddy? Just think...
I'm feeling great over here.
He's not great.
He had to listen to me talk. He doesn't like me talking. He wants me silent.
he thought
I'm get Klaus on me
just for him. Then he saw Scott join in. Oh, okay, I
no,
see.
not Klaus. What will he ever do if Klaus comes after him?
Especially in his Santa Claus outfit.
That's the best thing, though.
Klaus has had more action than me and all out, so like, you know. And I don't mean in match terms.
Ooh, oh yeah. Oh no, I just remember.
I by the way, I love that. I have to tell the story. So we were watching that beach show in like the All Out server, and so when that Klaus segment happened, when this mysterious KK woman kissed Klaus, the best comment from William Parker, and I quote, "What a simp." after I believe Klaus said, after he got kissed, he said like, "Did I die and went to heaven?" And then basically Parker gave out his line, and I thought that was hilarious. That was like the best part of that whole fucking session.
I actually forgot I said that.
Yeah, no, you also said, I believe, when Yuri made his debut, you said, "I don't like this show anymore."
That's just mean.
Oh, it's just look at this childlike face. It's just want to punch it.
He has a full beard. What do you mean, childlike face?
But these fucking Yuri sucks.
Mask on. Get a mask on, dude.
I took every precaution to make you like enjoy the match for a little bit.
You also decided you were going to chop the hell out of my son, but
hey,
it was funny in any case.
We all heard Yuri told him to give him his best chop, and obviously he didn't give him best one, so he showed him what a good chop looked like.
I did like that match.
It was really great. All thanks to Octo.
My two favorite people wrestling.
So anyway, enough about Yuri for now.
Yeah.
Please.
All about our guests.
Please, dear God.
That's why you guys are here.
Right, have you got another one, Josh? Come on, yeah, I can't carry on this whole thing. You got to do the whole thing.
Well, have you actually ever planned for storylines to happen for the World Cup, or did they just come through naturally with people like wanting to do their own storylines for the World Cup?
The plan was always to never have storylines for the World Cup. It was just to be the tournament.
It was just a tournament.
And then because obviously, as I said, I got burnt out with the brackets. I made a couple of plus shows, and from there, like the storylines kind of happened. With like Vandy and the Cause, and Monet's thing going on at the moment with myself. That's going to continue, and that's going to be a fun one. To be fair, the All Out International Championship Open Challenge, I guess.
Matt Gray bullying everybody he comes across in the tournament.
See, the thing about the Matt Gray thing is, I believe I spoke to Octo before I did that story. I was like, is that going to clash with anything with All Out, or do you want me to not do Matt Gray as a monster? Would you rather me just do my own thing, or da 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 da? And Octo did come back to me and said, yeah, it's fine, just if you want to make him look like a beast, then go ahead. And then obviously we've had them a couple of matches with Matt where he's looked absolutely just like a beast, because I wanted to try and continue his All Out with AC, that kind of brutality, and that was the one storyline that I did kind of want to continue within the All Out World Cup. But other than that, there hasn't been very many like storylines that I planned. It's just kind of happened, or people have come to me saying, "Well, what if we do this as an idea?" And I'm like, "Sure, why not?" You know.
I come to the realization that you're just the type of like leader of a fed. I'll just be like, yeah, do that. Yeah, it's fine.
I'm quite laid back when it comes to that stuff.
Not a strict leader that leads with an iron fist, eh?
I never have been. You should know that by now.
Not unlike not unlike another one in this cold cough. Anyway, just wait for that unmuting to come.
I must say, I've never really been one of them people that would just like be like, this is happening. I'll just rather let them flow naturally, I guess. Like, I guess I'm more involved, like, when it comes to, like, putting my foot down is, like, the OPW stuff, but that's not what we're here for, so.
No. It's... if anything, that's a really good way to, like, make people... Because, I've been in a lot of shows where that kind of stuff happens, and, like, I'm not naming any names. I'm not going to name any names, but there's been a lot of places where stuff like that have happened, and people eventually look at the show and just like, fuck this place. I don't want to be at this place. Why nobody should join this place? Why are they joining this place still? No, but obviously, still, like, with that kind of stuff, it helps people get away from. It helps people like. It helps advertise the thing more to other people. So, like, if anybody is interested in those open spots, you're like, hey, I heard this is a good thing. I want in on this.
Yeah.
I think that's all the things that I've got no down for.
I think as well, running it with like an iron fist sometimes just gets people like wound up sometimes, because you might think you know what's best, but then you like speak to the person and they're like, well, actually, I think, say for example, Yuri, I think Yuri would go, like, if I went to Yuri and I said, oh, this is what's best for you, and then Yuri turns around and goes, well, actually, I think this would be better, and then I'm just like, no, it kind of pushes like
no,
that.
my thing's happening.
Yeah, it kind of like pushes it like to the point where you're just like, oh well, fuck you then, kind of thing.
Yeah, fuck you,
And
you're out.
That's what I just don't want to happen.
I want to do this. I want to do this. No, you're out the show. What?
Yeah, it's like, huh?
I just asked. It's like, no, you're out. But
free will in my show? What?
Get the fuck out of here with that. No, but the yeah. So obviously there's I've gone through a lot of stuff there, but so say out of one more question.
Back to All Out.
Pretty much, yeah. I was gonna say out of any of the so basically, if you could have the option to just like book any match, like literally any match with anybody, whether they're still in core or they've recently just retired or they've not been in it for a while, what would you love to have actually be a match that is in? I'd love to see that, where you could probably do for All Out.
Ooh, dream All Out match.
Interesting.
I want to see Mikey Truth and Sean Nova go into a promo battle. Because, I think everybody knows that Sean Nova is pretty damn good at the mic, and in my opinion, Mikey Truth is pretty damn good at the microphone. So I would actually really like to see that promo battle between the two, and then obviously we can turn it into a match if both parties, that is basically the dream match. Let's not talk about booking that, but that would be a match that would probably be kicking ass.
Yeah, I can see that actually being a really good match, not gonna lie. Scotty boy, what's yours?
Well, I think I put it on Twitter, but anything to do with an Archimus versus someone, but I don't know who. Maybe if it was World Cup. Maybe if it was
security guard, security guard B, the fucking big bodyguard with the golden vest. You have to give someone here, not just just say someone.
Maybe if it was World Cup stuff, Merc. But if it was anyone else, I'd like to see an Archimus versus. Let's see who's on the fucking roster. And Artemis versus Vandy, maybe it would be an interesting
Oh,
match.
actually, that
I
could
think.
actually really slap.
Like the strikes and everything. Like Vandy has a lot of like strikes going for him, so I
Like
think
proper Japanese strong style.
yeah,
kind of
like it would
match.
be a very, like very hard hitting like contest. I feel so. Yeah, Vandy versus an Alchemist or an Alchemist versus Merc. But yeah, there we go. There we go.
Low-key, for a minute there, when you were talking about that, I thought you were going to... when you said to talk about Anarchivus and then Octo mentioned Klaus, I literally thought your dream match was going to be Anarchivus versus Klaus, and I was like...
Imagine!
Like, you know...
Anarchivus gets in the ring and just...
match.
And Artemis just gets in the ring, chops him, and then hits his finisher. Like, great match.
Yeah, that would just be a that would just be a 2-minute murder, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? That would be my match of the fucking century. I'm gonna be real with that one there. Oh, but yeah.
But everybody would be cheering for Klaus instead of an Artemis.
Klaus would come out, and it'd be like everyone would just be like, "Yeah." And Artemis comes out, and it's just like, okay.
Yeah, cool, I guess. Love you, Artemis.
He's here, I guess.
Anarchivus, if you're watching this, I'm not sorry. In fact, you probably wouldn't be. Never mind. Why did I even say that? But yeah.
No hope. There's no hope in this match.
No, why am I even here? No, but yeah. So, Josh, have you got anything? Josh, you got anything you want to talk about before we just bring up before we finish, or?
I think we could maybe end things off with what's your two guys' core Mount Rushmore?
Oh Lord, have mercy on my soul. Myself,
You're on
myself, and myself. No, I'm joking.
Well, actually, Antonio Stark and me.
You had the chance to put over your 10 millionth son, but instead you fucking put yourself over.
Why did I knew you were going there though? Like,
I would have. Okay, I'll be serious. Alatar, Antonio, Scott, El Gran Tigre Jr. No.
This interview was a fucking mistake. I'm leaving. Fuck this.
It's a fast. Mount Rushmore. Who the fuck would I put on Mount Rushmore? Okay, I'll be serious. BH. Then Merc. Do I put Yuri on or August? That's the question. They can have a double face. There you go.
It's just half and half.
Yeah, half and half. It's like a pizza. Just and then probably at the moment, because I like what he's doing like everywhere, is Matt Gray. There you go.
Oh, Matt Gray on the Mount Rushmore for Starky Boy. Octo, what is your core Mount Rushmore then?
Well, so one guy who I think is a no-brainer, even though I believe it will cause people to either like him or hate him, and that is it is.
Wow.
About to say him. No, it is Black Heron, of course. Then the second one, based on just pure, what he produces on his own channel, and the stuff that he has done for example, the FAM Return show, in terms of creating match card graphics, is Stigma.
Oh yeah.
Sean Nova, I think, is also one for his pretty much great promos all the time. I think I've never seen a bad Sean Nova promo. And number 4, let me see. It's definitely not William Parker.
Yeah, fuck you.
It's definitely not Cyanide. It's definitely not Eamon Drake.
He says it definitely isn't, but by that logic, he actually means it is.
Ooh.
He likes us really.
I will just say his name. Probably no one will get it, but Osho Jax for being the best call commentator ever. So he commentated WDF a couple of years ago, for those of you who know that federation. So I think his name is now Joshua Bishop. So yeah, I think that would be like my Mount Rushmore.
Fair enough. Solid Rushmores for both guys. I think with that, I think that is all for today's episode
Yeah,
of the report.
fuck off and go have a what? No, better not. Again, I'm joking.
You don't get the chance, Josh. What are you doing? You don't end this. This is my show. I'm joking.
Okay, you end it.
Yeah, I
then.
think
Go
this
on.
is all we have time for on the Hunter Report today.
It's not your
Josh,
show either.
Liam, Octo, thank you for joining me here tonight. I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Have an amazing whatever you're doing with your life. I hope you enjoyed this Hunter Report. Thank you and good night. There you go.
I'm not ending the fucking recording. that was not even. I didn't agree. No, anyway. But yeah, plug it. But yeah, both of you plug your shit.
At All Out Action on Twitter. There you go.
Yeah.
I can't remember the app.
But do you not remember your own fucking Twitter then?
No, because Octo changed it from 2K21 to All Out Action because he didn't want me changing the name every year.
There's a reason for that, by the way.
Just so people like don't tag the wrong.
Nah, because I can't spoil this right now because the ad for the Twitter account is in the arenas, so that's why.
What?
Yeah.
Well, regardless of everything,
we want people to follow our Twitter, Antonio. That's how it is. We want to plug our shit.
What if we don't want them to follow our Twitter?
Well, then we just do what I just did here an hour ago and just send in a Stone Cold Steve Austin flipping off gif.
well, then that just sounds like a you problem. But yeah,
anyone else that joins, just nope.
There is no company, but yeah. So yeah, I'll put any other links and shit will be in the description for both the YouTube channel, the Twitters, our Twitter, mine and Josh's Twitters.
All that good stuff.
Yeah, everything will be in the description. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for joining for this one, and thank you to any one of the 3 people who would probably be watching this video.
Which are we all, basically.
Yeah, which is pretty much just going to be all 4 of us.
Just rewatching it, trying to get the views up.
Literally just be all... Yeah, but yeah. Thank you, seriously, though, thank you so much for watching. It's been a fun one. We're going to be trying to get more of these out. We're going to be in communications with a few other people, see if we can get more out in the future. But who...
Leave suggestions of people you want on here.
Yeah,
if you got any.
Yeah, do that.
Help us out.
Yeah, we could... If it's anybody that's really, 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 really too big, like, I don't know, like Rom, for example, then we'll try. We can't make promises, but we'll try.
If you want views, I have one suggestion. Maybe get Brad Epic for your show.
I thought he was going to say whoop ass for a sec.
That too. But he would probably just talk about how he wants to kick Havoc's ass for like an hour or so.
Yeah, fair enough.
but yeah.
The whoop ass versus Havoc rivalry is something else.
So yeah, real truth.
Whoop ass nevermore.
So yeah, real truth. That's our next episode, guys. No. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys for whenever we get around to doing the next one. We have another one actually coming up fairly soonish. And
if you ever gets online
who
to
is
do it.
Yeah, who is it though is more down to you finding out. And I'll see you guys later. Take care and goodbye.
Peace.
Bye.
Hey, me.
Right, I am
Absolutely shambles.
recording. Shut the fuck up. Right, I'm recording now. Right.
Hello, recording.
Let me do the intro. Shut the fuck up. Right. Okay.
Me.
Okay.
This is gonna suck. Right. So.
This is going to suck balls.
It is. Right. So.
Big fat balls.
10 million cocks.
I knew this would happen.
Why you don't get the all-out crew in a VC together because we just piss them out?
Oh my god! Right. I only have a little bit of water anyway. Right. So 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Fuck. I hate you.
This is gonna be the
Right,
one
you
thing
can
that
go
has
now.
I hate your guts.
podcast bloopers. This is gonna be the one we have bloopers for.
I'm muting Scott. Fuck it. Right. All right.
Did you guys ever have 5-minute bloopers before? Because I believe it will happen this time.
Yeah.
Did we?
No, I don't think we ever
No.
did.
Right. So, okay. So we just did this right. 3, 2, 1, and start.